Whoa, yeah! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Vinyl Countdown, episode 15. I am crazy pumped today. I am so crazy pumped. Why? We have reached the promised land. And guess what the promised land is? It is the letter S from the 80s Metal Collection. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today on the Vinyl Countdown, we are going to go over some of the most sought-after albums for your metal collection that you may or may not have yet. All right? Not only are we going to go over those, we're going to go over, it's the letter S, ladies and gentlemen. And that means what? That means Peach's favorite all-time band. That's right. We're going to go over the band Skid Row. Yeah. That was not only my number one band from the late 80s and early 90s, but it was the world's number one metal band from the late 80s and early 90s. By the time 1990 came around, these guys were the number one metal band in the world. They hit the top of the charts, and we're going to go over more about that later. What else are we going to do on the Vinyl Countdown today? I am so pumped about this episode, I decided I am going to pull out another cherry bomb guitar out of the wine cellar. That's right. So tell all your buddies, tell everybody, come on, you can't miss this episode of the Vinyl Countdown. He's going to pull out another cherry bomb guitar. All right. Well, without further ado, man, I got to settle down. Definitely got to settle down. This is what I've been waiting for. I have made all 14 episodes of this to get to this episode, and I want to share it with you super big time. All right? First off, from the S's, we have Joe Satriani. Joe Satriani was one of those 80s metal shredding guitarists that nobody will ever forget. This guy could play a guitar like nobody's business. That's right. Surfing with the Alien. I would definitely suggest it for your 80s metal collection. We picked this one up as an original copy about an hour and a half out of town, and it was a really good price. And if you love Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen, all those guys that really kicked it down, some of them great licks from Whitesnake, stuff like that. Wow, you guys got to check out this. Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien. Next up is a band that I'm not too familiar with. I had heard about them before, but once again, I went on to the vinyl community and I got a heads up about them. So I decided when I crossed the line, I would pick them up. And they're Saxon. Another heavy metal band from the 80s. They may have reached back into the 70s, actually. But man, I give this one a try. I like it. It's cool. It's cool early 80s across the board metal. Like I said, I don't know much about them, but I'm sure there's guys out there like you that might have Saxon's whole library. But I'm just getting to start to know these guys. So, let's give them a try, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. It is time to pull out the big guns. The big guns. Here it is. Dun dun. Bam! Skid Row's debut album. Do you remember the song 18 in Life? Do you remember the song I Remember You? One of the most badass power ballads on the planet. I Remember You. 18 in Life. Sweet Little Sister. All the good ones. All the good ones from my favorite band, Skid Row. This album is super, super sought after. And it is super, super, super hard to find. Now, I know on the last episode, I had Mrs. Peaches, and she told me, I can't wait for you guys to share the story about this album. So I'm going to do it. All right? Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, we were out doing some garage sailing. And we were just hitting the bricks, hitting all these garage sales. And this is one of those ones I said, we're never going to find it. We're never going to find it. Ever, ever, ever. Amen. I'm going to have to order it. Well, We walked down the street to this person that had a garage sale, and we walked into their garage, and they had the same old junk laying around that everybody else does. And here's this, I looked down the aisle on these tables next to the baby clothes that smell like applesauce and baby diaper. Yeah, here it was, an old magazine rack, all rusted up, and inside of it was about 20 albums. So I started pulling them out, and I'm like, whoa, a couple of people I never heard of. Pulled out a couple more. Whoa, what's Van Halen still in the shrink? And I kind of peeled it back, and I'm like, oh, there's a poster in there. What? So Van Halen with a poster inside, still in the shrink. Then I kept going through a little bit more, and I was like this. Whoop! And I saw the Skid Row at the top, and I'm like, OMG. OMG. I filled my pants right there. Right there. All I did was I looked over to the guy and said, how much you got on these records back here? He goes, 50 cents a piece. Yeah, 50 cents a piece. And I looked over at him and I said, well, I was trying to be as cool as I could, right? I says, what do you want for the whole rack? I'll buy the whole rack from you. What do you want for it right now? He goes, how does $20 sound? And I'm like, I started counting through. There was 40 albums in there. I'm like, all right. So I grabbed the whole rack off the table. My wife has no idea what's going on right now, by the way. She's out looking at some other stuff, but she's in the room, okay? I grabbed the rack. I walked over. I handed a $20 bill to him, and I walked straight out to the car. I'm like, bye, thanks. Walked straight out to the car while my wife is still sitting in this guy's garage. And I'm like, la, 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 la. And I started looking through all these albums. And I'm like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. So then she finally comes back and she goes, is everything all right? She got in the car and I'm like, yeah, everything's all right. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, Peach, you're never going to believe this. And she's like, what? And I go, and her jaw hit the floor. Just literally hit the floor. And she's like, oh my God, you found Skid Row. You found Skid Row. I'm like, I gave him $20 for that whole rack. I ended up paying like 50 cents for this. And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And it was just this monumental moment from our hunting out in the wild. So yeah, I ended up getting a whole bunch of really nice albums with this, plus this one. It's an original USA pressing. And I just filled my drawers. Okay, so that's the story about how we found this. So here's a lesson to be learned for you guys. No matter what, never give up. Never give up looking for stuff in the wild, because one day stuff like this will just pop right up into your face and you'll never see it coming. Definitely. What else can I say? Skid Row's debut album. It has so many awesome songs on it. It's the stuff. When I was going through high school, it was the one that was in the CD player all the time, along with Winger. Okay? Skid Row, Skid Row. I never got enough of it back then, and I never got enough of it now. Okay? I still have this on my record player all the time at home. All right? Let's move on. How does this one look to you? How about Skid Row 12-inch EP of Youth Gone Wild? Look at that savory, succulent morsel of recordness. Wow. Definitely. There's the back cover. Yeah. Definitely. Youth Gone Wild. Making a Mess of Me. Making a Mess is, you guys got to listen to that song. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sweet Little Sister. Another infamous song by Skid Row. But yeah, there's a 12-inch EP. Youth Gone Wild. Unbelievably awesome. Sebastian Bach is the #1 metal singer in the world. Okay? If you guys have ever had a chance to listen to these albums. There's nobody that can match this guy. He is untouchable. Okay? In my eyes. The only guy here's my personal opinion again. The only guy that has ever came to the plate and brought up as much to the plate as this guy is the lead singer from Shinedown. If you listen to their earlier work, you know that song Staring Down the Barrel of a 45? That guy, I can't remember his name right now, but that guy from Shinedown he hits the money shots all the time when it comes to screaming those lyrics out. Cheers. All right. Drum roll, please, everyone. Yep. This is one of the most sought-after metal albums that you're never going to find on the shelf. And there's a good reason why. Because it is my holiest of grails. Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. This album hit platinum a few times, I believe. It was the number one album on the top 200. This thing has so many awesome songs on it, and I will cherish them for the rest of my life. All right? You got Monkey Business, Slave to the Grind, The Threat, Quicksand Jesus. I'm telling you, Quicksand Jesus and Wasted Time on here, the best power ballads on the planet. These guys nailed a power ballad like nobody else's business. All right? Yeah, included a little bit of Monkey Business as well. Psycho Love, Get the F Out. You remember that song? I'll keep it PG-13. Get the F Out was like super awesome song. Go check it out. Living on a Chain Gang, Creep Show, In a Darkened Room, unbelievable power ballad. Riot Act, Mud Kicker. That is a headbanger right there. The song Mud Kicker. And then Wasted Time, one of the most awesome power ballads on the planet. You cannot beat this album. You can't beat it. You have to join it. Sebastian Bach is just one of these guys. You know, and I've said it in a lot of other videos, okay? The front man makes the band. The front man makes the band. And there is nobody that brought it to the table like Sebastian Bach. And I told you guys too, like he would get so crazy in concert back in the day that his singing voice suffered from it, okay? Because he was so out in your face. These guys were not hair metal. They were not, you know, what everybody calls hair metal. They weren't like Poison. You know, they weren't the glam. They were the straightforward stuff like Guns N' Roses, which was coming out at about the same time with this one. See what I'm saying? They were a straightforward heavy metal band that were in your face 100% of the time. And Sebastian Bach, the way he brought this band into the face of the entire world is just the most amazing thing. It is amazing. This guy was feisty and crazy and like, what was he, 6'5", 6'6" with long blonde hair, and then you'd put boots on him, and then he'd get 2 inches taller, and then it was one big punch in your face all the time on stage. Just something to see. Something definitely to see. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. My number one grail, Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. And I got this from my birthday from our friend Madeline that I've mentioned in other episodes. She ordered this for me for my birthday, and she's like, "Oh, we got your birthday present," you know. And then I waited. I'm like, "Where is it then?" You know. And then all of a sudden she comes out with it that they got this record for me, and it came to their house busted straight up in half. Yeah, they opened the package and the record was busted straight in half. So then they were going to go get a refund from the guy in Italy that they got this from. And he gets back to him and says, "Hey, I found another copy. I'll just send you that one instead of getting you a refund." He's like, "It's really nice shape." And I'm like, so they're like, okay. So then, you know, another 5 days later, there it was. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so awesome. But thank you, Madeline, for getting this for my birthday this year. Totally awesome. Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. All right. Here's another Skid Row one that I've mentioned a couple times in my videos. This is Skid Row, Beside Ourselves. And if you want to check this album out, go on your phone, Google it, and you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs on here. One of them was Little Wing, and the other one was one that they sang, Delivering the Goods. And that was Sebastian Bach. You can go on YouTube and see this video. Sebastian Bach and Rob Halford in a duet situation on stage, just literally ripping this song to shreds. Yeah. Delivering the Goods. Rob Halford from Judas Priest and Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Duet style. Unbelievable. They just re-released that album a little while ago. You guys may still be able to pick it up in the record store. Definitely. Man, the coffee is not flowing as much as it should, and this cup is almost empty. But I tell you, with this Skid Row stuff, my cup runneth over, as they say. And ladies and gentlemen, here is another slam bam, thank you ma'am, home run. This is a big one, ladies and gentlemen, that people just do not find. Slaughter, Stick It To Ya. On, 33 1/3. Mark Slaughter is a close second place for one of my favorite vocalists of all time. This guy could sing so many octaves that a piano would get jealous. Do you guys remember this? Slaughter, Stick It To Ya. Mark Slaughter. Yeah, the guy that was in the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Started up his own band. Remember that song, Eye to Eye? Burning Bridges. And then they had an unbelievable power ballad called Fly to the Angels. This album is virtually impossible to find out in the wild. Among anything else I've already showed you. Top priority, never going to find it in the wild. Peter Pan type stuff. You know, when these guys first came out, I couldn't believe it. When Mark Slaughter hit that microphone, I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? There is a guy out here that's trying to give Sebastian Bach a run for his money. And he definitely did. Definitely did. And you know what's interesting about this record that I got? If anybody can tell me about this, okay, please put it in the comments below. Because this is really, really weird. The record inside matches all the numbers on the binding, or on the spine. And everything looks kosher and cool, okay? But then when you go to the back, the last 2 songs that they have on here are missing on the album. I don't know if they got the wrong label, or this got mixed up in the factory. Like they were making this and then they decided just to use the leftover covers. I don't know. But I took this back to a professional collector and I said, what's the deal with this? And he told me that it was a mistake at the factory. He said, because everything else lines up. But yeah, the last 2 songs on this cover are missing on the record itself. Yeah, Slaughter, Stick It To Ya. Bang your head. And you can still see these guys sometimes. You know what another cool thing is? You guys should look up. I'm going to fill you full of some content right now. Go online and look up rock cruises or metal cruises. Yeah, you get on a holiday cruise ship or whatever the name of the company is. I don't remember. But they have these rock cruises. You can book a trip. I don't know if they still do them or not, but they were doing them up until a couple years ago. I know that. And you can see all these guys. You go on a 7-day cruise and they got a lineup of 80s hair bands that will blow you away. Winger, Slaughter, Rat. You can go see all these guys every night on a cruise ship. As you're cruising through the Caribbean. Live. Yeah. Go check it out online after this video. I'm serious. Here's another one, ladies and gentlemen. I just picked this up a few weeks ago at a semi-local record store that was going out of business. I walked in there and I asked the guy, I said, hey, I had met him a few times, talked to him, and I went through the store that day with my wife, and I'm like, and his store was going out of business, so everything was 50% off. Okay? So I'm going through, and I'm like, I pulled the guns out again, and I said, hey, dude. He goes, how you doing today? I'm like, I'm not finding anything. I'm like, we found a couple of cool records in another bin over here. It was Weird Al, the Food album and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. I'll show you guys them later. But I said, other than that, I'm not finding anything. I said, it's a pretty bad day. He goes, you want to spend a little money? And I'm like, why? What do you got? And he pulls this out of his personal collection behind the counter where his record player is, and he's got a thing about this wide from his personal stash. He pulls this out and he says, I just opened it last week. Slaughter, Stick It To You Live. Stick It live. You want to talk about never gonna find it in the wild? There is no way, Jose. My jaw hit the floor when he pulled this out. It doesn't have a lot of songs on it, but it's the Slaughter Stick It To You tour that has the live versions of these songs, the Stick It To You album, live versions. Unbelievably awesome to listen to. This is one of my grails. Both of these bad boys are my grails. Definitely. Something that I will... The guy said, I just opened it up last week. He said I couldn't take it anymore. It's still got the cellophane on it. Everything's in mint condition. There is not one thing going on with this at all. Still in the shrink. Slaughter, Stick It To You. Oof. Unbelievable. All right. Well, hey, let's look back here. I got a couple of, here's one. Here's the Skid Row 18 in Life original picture sleeve. 7-inch. Unbelievable song. Like I said, these guys are at the highest priority on the top of my list. Definitely. Got a Skid Row placemat up there. Got another Skid Row Beside Ourselves still sealed. Skid Row promotion poster. I mean, I don't have everything from this band that was ever made because I don't need it. You know why? Because all I need is these two albums, and I am super satisfied. I'll put them on, I'll play them. I'll put them on, I'll play them until the tread comes off the tires. Definitely. Whoopsie, hot dog. All right, what's up next in the S's? Here's one that a lot of guys like. Shout out Ronnie's Record Room. Striper. Cool band. Considered a Christian metal band from the 80s. Super awesome artwork on their albums. Super great music too. And I think this one might have came with a poster of a dollar bill. And I do not think that it came with this one. Nope. I saw one at Half Price Books that had it, though. I could have got an upgrade copy. Definitely. But yeah, great music. BMG Club version. Awesome. Never noticed that before. All right, here's another Striper album. I love what they did with this black and yellow stuff. They look like bumblebees. Striper. I love that van. Do you see that little tour van they got on there? That is amazing. I want one. There's supposedly a guy that lives near me. I heard this story from the guy from the Secret Underground Lair. That supposedly he has Striper's original outfits, stage outfits, on mannequins in his basement. And Striper recently came by because they were going on some reunion thing or something. That's what the story was about. And they came and they called that guy and they asked for their outfits back. And he said, hell to the no. He said, they're on mannequins in my basement along with everything else you guys ever made, and you're not getting them back. And they went round and round and round, I guess. And Striper, the band, lost the battle. Here's another cool thing. This one's on white vinyl. I think this is the only one I own on white vinyl. Oh wow, isn't that pretty? What a great album. That white vinyl looks really nice, really nice. All right, here's another one from Striper. Still has the price tag on it, because some people don't know where to put a price tag. I haven't peeled it off yet. Don't really want to try it. This album is in awesome shape. Look at all those like rockets and missiles going out into space. Or heading towards the earth, actually, or something. Yeah. Striper, what a cool band. I think Ronnie's Record Room really likes these guys. All right. And that one's just going to be your plain, plain black vinyl in that one. And no, I'll have to get this, I'll have to get the price tag off of it. All right. Hey, Mr. Gray, how's it going? Sorry you couldn't be with us today. He's just sitting in the corner, still as can be. All right, here's another one that a lot of people look for Striper. Yeah, this came in two versions. It came with this cool front on it like this. And I don't know if they banned it or what, but then there was another one that it was all black and it had red letters, red words that came down the middle of the front of the whole thing. But this is the one that everybody wants. The cool limited edition. Like I said, I don't remember how the story went, if it was banned or what. Look at them guys. Just black and yellow forever. Such awesome art for back then. To Hell with the Devil is probably their most famous wanted album, I think. I hear everybody talk about it. I had a buddy, if you ever see one of those, man, in the wild, get it for me. But I want that cover. Love that To Hell with the Devil one. Definitely good stuff from Striper. What an awesome front cover. That is some of the best cover art in the world. Right there. Definitely Striper. To Hell with the Devil. All right. We have finished the S's from the 80s metal collection. That is it, folks. But we're not done. I told you guys I was going to pull out one of my Cherry Bomb guitars out of the wine cellar. So here it comes right at you pretty quick here. Just let me grab another set. You remember the first couple of guitars I showed you? The first one was a Hamer USA. And the second one was one that I made from my own bare hands. That I always wanted to do. And now here we go. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Another left-handed Hamer USA Monaco Super Pro. This is one of the most beautiful guitars I have ever seen in my life. This is a Les Paul style, but it is yet again another Hamer USA, 100% handmade by Hamer Guitars. Crown inlays, binding all the way around. These might be Seymour Duncan 59s. I can't quite remember. But look at that. That is Tiger Stripe Tobacco Burst. There's the back for you. Woo! Shiny. This is a super nice guitar. And yet again, I'm going to tell you the story. This is 100% handmade from Hamer Guitars. It's a Hamer USA model Monaco Super Pro in left-handed Tobacco Burst. I was so crazy about this guitar when I got it that I called Hamer Guitars. And I said, hey, now that you guys are closed up, can you tell me something? And he's like, what? I'm like, how many left-handed tobacco burst Super Pros are there out there? This exact guitar, how many are out there? He told me flat out, he said, now that Fender has bought us, I cannot release that information completely to you. And I'm like, can you just give me an idea? He said, for sure. He said, I have been here for many, many, many years. And he said, I can tell you for sure that you could count them on one hand. Yeah. This guitar in left-handed, you could count them on one hand how many exist in the world. This awesome Les Paul style. And this is like a not a solid body, but it's a semi-hollow body, I think they call it, but it does not have the F holes. This guitar screams, man. It is just quality through and through. I'm hoping you guys are getting a nice view of this. That tobacco burst finish is unbelievable. I bought this brand new. I'm the first owner. It's a 2007. And they closed up in 2012. Definitely just an animal guitar. Pretty as the day is long. And then, it has its own custom hard case that says Hamer USA on the top. And then it came with this certificate of authenticity from Hamer Guitars. Serial number on it, all that stuff. Joel Danzig, the whole deal. Signed and everything. Unbelievable guitar. I will be cherishing this for a very, very, very long time. All right, everybody. I'm burned out. This episode has made me very tired. The S's from the Metal Collection. I hope you guys have an awesome week this week. For sure. And from the words of Mark Slaughter, "Oh, ready or not, here we come. Going to set this town alive. The boys are ready. We're out to rock. Gonna turn it up tonight." That's right. You guys have a great week. Thanks for watching the Vinyl Countdown. I'm Peaches. See ya.